When the world learned of Tina Turner's passing on May 24th, 2023, it felt as though time stood still. For decades, Tina had been an icon of resilience, power, and unmatched talent, a true queen of rock and roll who left an indelible mark on the music industry and millions of lives around the world. Fans from every corner of the globe poured out their grief, but few could have been more affected than her close friend of many years, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah, who had been vacationing in Italy when she got the devastating news, immediately cut her trip short. She flew back to the United States to join her best friend Gayle King on CBS Mornings, where they paid tribute to the legendary songstress. Despite having known about Tina's declining health, Oprah confessed that the news still hit her like a tidal wave, leaving her stunned and deeply saddened. Oprah shared some intimate memories during the broadcast, recalling her last moments with Tina and revealing the personal conversations they had. The depth of their friendship was palpable, as Oprah, with emotion in her voice, described how she had visited Tina in a Swiss hospital in 2019. It was during that visit that Tina, who had faced one health crisis after another, made a startling confession. She was ready to go. Tina had faced tremendous health challenges in recent years, including a kidney transplant, multiple strokes, high blood pressure, and cancer. Despite the endless setbacks, Tina endured it all with the strength and grace that defined her entire life. Yet, in that vulnerable moment in 2019, Tina was unflinchingly honest with her friend. She told Oprah that she had lived a full life and felt prepared to leave the world behind. Her body, which had carried her through decades of triumph and hardship, was growing tired, and she felt ready to rest. Oprah, visibly moved while recounting the conversation, admitted that hearing Tina's words had been deeply unsettling at the time. She had left the hospital that day bracing herself for the inevitable call that would announce Tina's passing. But, in true Tina fashion, the queen of rock and roll proved her resilience once again. For the next few years, Tina continued to surprise everyone, bouncing back after each health scare, determined to live her life fully. Oprah described this period as one of setbacks and stabilizations, where Tina would face one crisis after another, only to emerge stronger, supported by her devoted husband, Erwin Bach. Erwin's unwavering support during Tina's health struggles is one of the most touching aspects of her later life. As Oprah noted, Erwin, a German music producer, had been by Tina's side for over 40 years. The two married in 2013 after decades of dating, and Erwin's love for Tina was evident in every gesture. Oprah called him the most extraordinary person she had ever known, explaining that Erwin quite literally willed her to live during her most difficult times. He was her rock, never giving up on her, no matter how dire the circumstances. Tina had long expressed her gratitude for having found true love later in life, often calling Erwin the love of her life. For Oprah, this friendship with Tina was one of the most treasured relationships of her life. In the years leading up to Tina's passing, Oprah was not just a friend, but also one of Tina's biggest fans. She openly admitted that before they became close, she had been a full-on groupie, following Tina from city to city just to watch her perform. Oprah would marvel at Tina's electric stage presence, her voice, her energy, everything that made her larger than life. It wasn't just admiration for her music, it was admiration for her strength and spirit. Tina Turner had lived one of the most remarkable lives imaginable. Born Anna Mae Bullock in Nutbush, Tennessee, she rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most celebrated performers of all time. Her story was not without struggle. Tina endured years of domestic abuse at the hands of her former husband, Ike Turner, before breaking free from that toxic relationship in the late 1970s. Her journey to reclaim her life and career after leaving Ike is legendary. At a time when many believed her career was over, Tina defied the odds and staged one of the greatest comebacks in music history. Her 1984 album Private Dancer catapulted her back to superstardom, and songs like What's Love Got to Do With It became anthems for women reclaiming their power. Tina's triumph over adversity was not just a story of personal survival, it was a beacon of hope for millions. Oprah, like so many others, drew inspiration from Tina's journey. She often spoke about how Tina's resilience gave her strength and encouraged her to keep pushing forward in her own life. She was our forever goddess of rock and roll, Oprah said, who contained a magnitude of inner strength that grew throughout her life. She was a role model not only for me, but for the world. The bond between Tina and Oprah was a unique one. It was rare for Oprah to meet someone she admired so deeply, only to find that person exceeded her expectations. As Oprah reflected on their friendship, she described how Tina had always made her feel loved and appreciated. Tina, despite her fame and success, had a deep affection for those around her and made everyone in her presence feel valued. Gayle King, who had also known Tina for many years, added during their CBS Mornings tribute that Tina had a deep, deep affection for Oprah as well. Their friendship was built on mutual admiration and respect. It was the kind of bond that transcended fame, rooted instead in genuine connection and shared life experiences. After Tina's passing, Oprah wrote a heartfelt tribute to her on her website, Oprah Daily. In it, she recounted the emotional roller coaster of expecting Tina's death in 2019, only to witness her resilience over the next few years. Oprah revealed that the news of Tina's passing had brought her to tears immediately, despite knowing it was inevitable. "I had been expecting to hear this news 4 years ago," Oprah wrote, describing how Tina had once told her that she was tired and ready to leave this earth. Yet, each time Oprah braced herself for the news, Tina defied expectations, continuing to celebrate birthdays and milestones with her loved ones. In many ways, Tina's life was a lesson in endurance. She faced unimaginable hardships, from abusive relationships to serious health issues, but never allowed herself to be defined by them. Tina Turner was a survivor in every sense of the word, and that survival was not just physical, but emotional and spiritual. She had an unshakable belief in herself and in her ability to overcome whatever life threw at her. One of the most profound aspects of Tina's life was her fearless attitude towards death. In a 2013 interview with Oprah, Tina had spoken openly about her thoughts on dying. Rather than fearing death, she viewed it with a sense of curiosity and acceptance. "Even when it's time to leave and go to another planet, I'm excited about that, because I'm curious to know what it's about," she had said. Tina's perspective on life and death was one of peace. She had lived a full life and felt no regret. Her words from that interview resonated deeply with Oprah, who admired Tina's ability to embrace the unknown without fear. Tina's courage in the face of both life and death is part of what made her such a beloved figure. She lived her life unapologetically, always true to herself and her values. As Oprah said in her tribute, Tina's life after freeing herself from abuse became a clarion call for triumph. Her success, both personal and professional, was a testament to the power of self-determination and courage. She showed the world what victory looked like, whether it was on stage in a pair of Manolo Blahniks or in the quiet moments of reflection later in life. As the world continues to mourn Tina Turner, her legacy lives on. Not just through her music, but through the countless lives she touched with her strength, resilience, and grace. Oprah's tribute to her friend beautifully encapsulated the love and admiration that so many felt for Tina. In her words, Tina was a goddess of rock and roll, but she was also so much more than that. She was a beacon of hope and inspiration for people everywhere. When Tina Turner made the bold decision to step away from the limelight in her later years, retiring to a quieter life in Switzerland with her husband, Erwin Bach, it was a testament to how she lived on her own terms. Tina had endured more than most people could imagine, from the domestic abuse she suffered at the hands of her ex-husband Ike Turner to the many health crises she faced in the last years of her life. But even in her suffering, she exuded strength, never allowing herself to be a victim of her circumstances. Instead, she focused on joy, on love, and on living life to the fullest with the people she cherished most. This is one of the reasons why Tina's death hit Oprah so hard. Their friendship had evolved over the years from admiration to deep personal connection, and Oprah had been one of the few people who had a close-up view of the challenges Tina faced, especially in her final years. Despite her legendary status, Tina remained a humble and grounded person, which was one of the qualities that Oprah admired most about her. Oprah once said, "It's incredible when you meet somebody that you've admired for a long time, and they not only live up to what you hope that they would be, but they surpass, exceed, and transcend." Tina was the epitome of this sentiment. During the tribute on CBS Mornings, Oprah reflected on how Tina had always been so open about her struggles and victories. From overcoming her abusive past with Ike Turner to finding true love with Erwin Bach later in life, Tina's life was one of perseverance. Oprah recalled the times when Tina spoke candidly about her readiness to leave this world, particularly in the last few years when her health began to seriously decline. It was during one of these conversations that Tina told Oprah in 2019 that she was ready to go. This conversation was a difficult one for Oprah, who had always seen Tina as a symbol of strength and resilience. But in that moment, she realized that even the strongest of us eventually reach a point of exhaustion. Oprah shared that after that hospital visit in 2019, she had prepared herself for the worst. She had expected the call informing her of Tina's passing, and yet to her surprise, Tina kept fighting, kept living, and even managed to celebrate more milestones. Oprah described those years as a period of constant updates about Tina's health, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but always a reminder of the strength that had defined her friend's life. For a full year after that visit, Oprah was on alert, waiting for the news she knew would eventually come. Instead, she received invitations to Tina's 80th birthday, then her 82nd. It was a testament to Tina's unbreakable spirit that she kept pushing forward, despite the immense physical pain she was in. Oprah's connection to Tina wasn't just based on their shared experiences of fame and public life, but also on a deep mutual understanding of what it meant to overcome hardships. Oprah, too, had faced her own struggles, including a difficult childhood marked by abuse and poverty. She had built her empire from the ground up, and in Tina, she saw a reflection of that same drive, that same will to not just survive, but thrive against all odds. Tina's journey to reclaim her life after her tumultuous relationship with Ike Turner was one that deeply resonated with Oprah and millions of women around the world. When Tina left Ike in 1976, with just 36 cents and a gas station credit card to her name, it was the beginning of one of the greatest personal and professional comebacks in entertainment history. Tina went on to build an even more successful solo career than she had with Ike, becoming a global superstar and a beacon of empowerment for women everywhere. Her story was not just about escaping abuse, but about rebuilding, reclaiming her identity, and creating a life of her own choosing. It was this incredible journey that Oprah often referenced when speaking about Tina. For Oprah, Tina's life wasn't just an inspiration, it was a blueprint for overcoming adversity. Tina's ability to emerge from such a dark chapter in her life with grace, dignity, and unstoppable determination was something that Oprah, and so many others, admired deeply. She was the ultimate example of how you can rise up, regardless of your circumstances, Oprah said. She taught us what it looks like to reclaim your power. Tina's influence extended far beyond her music. She became a symbol of resilience for survivors of abuse, a voice for women seeking their own empowerment, and a cultural icon who defied the boundaries of race, gender, and age. Her style, her voice, and her raw energy on stage captivated audiences around the world. And yet, for all her fame, she remained deeply human, vulnerable, and real. Oprah often spoke about the sense of awe she felt when she first met Tina. As a longtime fan, Oprah had spent years idolizing Tina from afar. When she finally got the chance to meet her in person, she was struck by how Tina not only met her expectations, but exceeded them. Tina was everything Oprah had hoped she would be, and more. Not just a superstar, but a kind, compassionate, and generous person who made those around her feel seen and appreciated. In the years that followed, their friendship deepened, with Oprah often traveling to see Tina perform live. She described herself as a groupie in the truest sense, following Tina across the country just to catch her shows. There was something magical about seeing Tina perform, Oprah said. It wasn't just about the music. It was about the energy, the passion, and the sheer force of will that Tina brought to the stage every single time. Oprah's admiration for Tina went beyond the music, though. It was Tina's personal strength, her courage in the face of adversity, that truly inspired her. Tina's ability to reinvent herself after her split from Ike was a masterclass in resilience. She showed the world that it was possible to rebuild, to thrive, and to create a new life, even after experiencing unimaginable pain. For Oprah, Tina's story was not just one of survival, but of triumph. Tina's relationship with Erwin Bach, her husband of 10 years and partner of over 40, was another aspect of her life that Oprah admired deeply. Erwin was Tina's rock, her constant support, and the love of her life. Oprah often marveled at the depth of their connection, describing it as one of the most profound partnerships she had ever witnessed. Irwin, who donated a kidney to Tina in 2017, stood by her through every health battle, never giving up on her even when things seemed bleak. Oprah called him the most extraordinary person I've ever known and credited him with helping Tina find happiness and peace in the final years of her life. As Tina's health began to deteriorate, it was Irwin who provided her with the love and care she needed. He was with her through every setback, every surgery, and every challenge. In the end, it was Irwin who helped Tina find peace in her final days, giving her the strength to let go when she was ready. For Oprah, this love story was a testament to the power of true partnership, one that endured through the hardest of times and brought Tina immense joy in her later years. In reflecting on Tina's life, Oprah often spoke about the lessons she learned from her friend. Tina's strength, her resilience, and her refusal to be defined by her past were qualities that Oprah admired deeply. Tina had shown the world that it was possible to overcome even the most difficult circumstances and emerge stronger on the other side. She had taught Oprah and millions of others what it meant to truly live life on your own terms. Tina Turner's death marked the end of an era, but her legacy continues to live on. For Oprah, Tina's passing was a personal loss, but it was also a moment to celebrate the incredible life that Tina had lived. She was a goddess of rock and roll, Oprah said, but she was also so much more than that. She was a beacon of hope, a symbol of strength, and a friend who made me believe in the power of resilience. Tina Turner may be gone, but her spirit remains. Her music, her story, and her strength continue to inspire people around the world. And for Oprah, the memory of her friend will always be a reminder of what it means to live life with courage, grace, and unwavering determination. Rest in power, Tina Turner. Your legacy will live on forever.